Stark Media on location and playing local here at GlenOak High School for the Chuck Steiner Memorial Lift-A-Thon. TJ Downing here with head coach of the GlenOak Golden Eagles, Scott Garcia. Scott, talk about what's going on here today.
Yeah, this is the end of our third phase of lifting, our lifting cycle, and just kind of a culmination of what we've done all winter. Obviously, want to honor Coach Steiner. Chuck Steiner has been a mentor to a lot of us, a lot of people around here, and he coached here for 35 years and was just an unbelievable, role model for me and you and a lot of different people. But wanted to honor him as well as let our guys get out and compete. The weight rooms are grind as well, just like and our kids got after it tonight and had fun, and that's what it's all about.
So I had a chance, it's a great environment inside of here, and I had a chance to kind of walk through and see some of the guys going through the grind, the process. But I had a chance to talk with your wife in there, and she said you actually were so excited you got up at like 4:30, 5 o'clock this morning, you were working out.
Yeah, I went and lifted myself this morning. I'm tired right now, man.
So just talk a little bit more about Chuck. I mean, to put him on this, to name this after him. I know that we have the rock outside of the stadium or inside of the stadium in the back of the end zone, but to put him on something like this and what he meant to playing local for so many years.
Yeah, the rock outside says it all. He was the rock of GlenOak football. He's went through almost every head coach. He was the stabilizing factor, the guy that everybody kind of latched onto, and when you left and came back, he was the guy that was still here. And just like we said, he was such a role model for all of us, and somebody to look up to. And through college and into the NFL, he had a great football career, but he was an even better person with a great family, and just wanted to honor him, and that's what we did this year.
And great that you have his family back here. Not only has his son Adam coached here, but Jake is also coaching here now, and to have his wife Laura Lee here and a grandchild as well, to be able to experience that. You've been athletic director here for a long time. You stepped away, and Coach Balderson came in for 2 years, and then you stepped back into it. Last year was your first year back. Talk about your process going through, kind of putting your touch back on the program.
Yeah, it was really, this is a huge part of it, getting back in the weight room and getting back to some old school tough lifts and making this just a grind, and bringing the physicality back to the program. And the 2 years away, I was able to get away and look at a lot of different things that we did that we wanted to improve on, and went out to colleges and other high school programs, talked to a lot of guys. So I knew I'd get back into coaching at some point. I didn't know when, and the opportunity came out, and I'm back energized and feel like I'm 20 years old again.
So here we sit, March 16th. This is just the first phase of what you do in the off season, working out, conditioning, lifting the weights. What's next as you move through the process and you get some of the guys? You had 2 guys that were able to place down there in the wrestling tournament,
right? Getting
guys out of the winter sports into spring. Some guys may do track, some guys may throw in the field events, some guys may play baseball. What is next for the football program as we enter into April, May, and kind of close out the 2022 school year?
Yeah, so we're going to get into our next phase, just like you said, and we're encouraging all our guys to run track. I mean, I think that's a big thing for our kids.
Faster the better, right?
No doubt. To, work on speed and being around another successful program. And, we'll continue the weight room. The kids will lift here first and then go to track practice. And the kids that don't go out for track or another sport, we'll do some, our speed training and start that part of the program.
When you look at your schedule that you just released, and you start to prepare for that, talk about how that all came together, and talk about how you see things as you will ultimately get into training camp in August and get ready to play that schedule that's ahead of you.
Yeah, it's we talk to the kids all the time about not looking ahead, just win the day, and kind of trust the process of working and grinding through things. And we're really not even looking to even talking about the season right now. Coaches, we're getting together and we're working on scheme and seeing what our personnel can do and what they can't do, and putting it together that way as far as scheme goes. But as far as looking to the schedule and all that stuff, I'm not worried about that yet.
What you just mentioned there, your coaching staff, talk about those guys. You know, you brought back Rennie Wilson, who was one of my coaches, been on your staff for a long time. You got Bobby Petteroli that's here, but you know, I had a chance for my first time. You introduced me to Al Hennon, who's really kind of done a lot of your weight room stuff for you guys, and was part of that torture chamber stuff going back to the day there in Massillon with Steve Studer. Talk about what he's been able to do. Talk about this entire staff, guys like Mark Beitler coming back, and how that's all come together for you.
You know, obviously we want some GlenOak guys to be part of the staff. You know, we've had success here, and we've had a lot of tradition here, and we want to take care of our guys. We also, you know, bringing Coach Hennon in and creating the atmosphere in the weight room. I mean, he's an old school weight room guy, and he's done an unbelievable job. We're making gains, you know, every week. We brought Mike Cook over from St. Thomas. He's been a big addition. He's our defensive coordinator. Young guy that, I mean, he's a guy that can take over the program, you know, someday. You know, you mentioned, you know, our older guys. We've got a good mix of young and old, and we've got to feel really good about our staff.
You know, we always look at the gains that you make in the offseason and how that impacts your success in the season. You got a certain amount of guys, a core group that are coming back from last year. A guy like Isaiah Shackelford. Talk about him. Talk about some other guys that you've kind of seen step to the forefront as leaders of the GlenOak Golden Eagle football team.
You know, the best thing that's happening right now is our best guys are our best workers. And when that happens, I mean, you know, you've been around some guys that they may be your most talented players, but they don't work as hard as somebody else. But when your best players are your hardest workers, everybody kind of follows, and it makes things a lot easier.
Coach, appreciate your time, man.
Thanks
a lot.
Thanks.
Basketball, let's go.